Ha ha ha! You thought you were about to go into the video game. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking of Spoon 1000. I thought I was going to go into the video game that I'm about to watch. And to be honest, you are my Dawn fans. I'm just going to take you there right now. In style. Yeah. Style indeed. Here we go. Warning. For those who are under 21, yes, I'm looking at you and telling you, cannot allow to watch this video, episode, series, or even playlist without your parents' permission. If you are watching this without your parents' permission, then you are a silly person. It's not my fault, it's your fault. You have been warned. Hello, everyone, Nation, boys, girls, and strangers. It's me, Superior 9000, but you call me Superior. Yes, that's right, the game streamer that the videos of the future become entrepreneur, extraordinary, influencer, pro game streamer, actor, model, and creator, broadcaster, and future wrestler. And yes, that is right, my dear fans. You are told back once again, playing and continuing the story series of Amorous. The story continues now. Before we get down into the video game business, just going to throw down 3 favorite cards now. That'll be the end return until activate when the end we call this streaming session. And if you're new to the show, please press the red button to subscribe. Press the button to follow, and you press the green button to like, follow, subscribe, and support. Once you press those three buttons, you're free to join the Superior 9000 Empire Corporation International Industry Enterprise to make channel bigger, better, stronger, and more notable in the future to all other social media account platforms and game streaming show account platforms. Now, enough chat from your boy Superior 9000, and let's get down to the video game business and let's get to work. Oh, and before I do, if you missed the previous episode, do not worry, my Dory fans. Your Superior will leave that in the description down below so each one of you can watch it. And and I'll say this once and I'll say it many more times in the future. Yes, I'm looking at you and telling you, I hope you got your drink, got your snacks, got your tune clothes on, and I hope you're chilling out, on your gaming chair, on the bed or on the sofa, and most importantly, I hope you've been Lulu. If you have, then enough chit chatting for me. Let's get to work and let's get into the video game business. Let's go, go, go. Alright, let's see. Oh, got a phone call. Who's calling me? Oh, it's Seth. I knew that focus on his phone was going to eat up Seth's time, but it seems like forever since I last saw him. No phone calls, not texts, nothing. It was enough to make me question if I haven't been just confused about the signal. Dum dum dum. I thought we had a connection. He was certainly interested in me, but this underwent the whole idea. Why else would he just leave me hanging? Maybe he really did just want some temporary company. Chloe was there for me. We even went to the club a couple of nights to see if Seth had shown back up there. Sadly, there was no sign of him. Eventually, I gave up and just slept on the couch and lost myself in daytime. It's a visual time of that feeling. But obviously, not much time, it's more like video games for me. I wasn't normally like this, but putting myself out there, only to wind up with nothing, it was a hard thing just bounce back from. I knew I didn't. Eventually, I had to pick myself back up, but For now, it felt comfortable just to wallow. Cover was in a shirt, and I just finished watching the fifth rerun in a row where there was a knock at the front door. My instinct was to ignore it, but I couldn't think of anyone who might be stopping by. A second knock eventually got me off the couch and somewhat towards the door. I half expected to some local group doing a fundraising at this point. I was feeling low enough that wolfing down a box of cookies sounded like a good idea. In this another universe, in my one, I'm not much of a cookie or biscuit person. I don't eat that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of cookies or biscuits. Just in case we have any errors. Wait, it's what? Seth flies superior. I'm so glad it was the right house. Superior said, Seth, what the heck are you doing here? How did you know where I lived? And why didn't you call? Seth replied, well, not calling due to me being a scatterbrain. When we parted ways, my head was buzzing with millions of ideas. I had to get them out before they drove me crazy. And one of those ideas involved losing my number. So if I indirectly, yes, I tossed my pants in the wash before I went to bed, like I normally do. I've forgotten your number was in the pocket, so I started the machine in the morning, and by the time I realised my mistake, all that remained was a soggy lump of paper. Mr. Replies says, okay, but why didn't you stop by the club or anything? I've checked a couple of times and didn't see you there or anything. So Reply said, I was in my apartment on a delivery food and coffee. In retrospect, it could have been something strange out of the novel I read. It was instead of just keeping a point out of me. I never thought of it was like that. To people said what came out of you, and you still haven't explained how you found my address. I mean, I'm a little upset you didn't call, but not about this. I think it's just weird and surprising. But that I could write a whole story about. It was. Kobe replied, me, I found it for you. Kobe? You? I was like, Kobe, what? So, Kobe, thanks again. You're a real lifesaver. Replied, last night I overheard him at the bar asking about you. You mentioned a cute person you've been seeing. So if you call me cute, I'm replied, anyway, I mentioned I was your brother. Got to talk for a bit, and I told him how down in the dumps you were lately. So I felt terrible about that. I mean, I was a little fluttered that you were paying for me. My cheeks began to flush red as I turned out of the defense. As people said, I wasn't I was just sad since I haven't heard from you in so long. He replied and said, I told him that he should drop by today and catch back up with you. Maybe get you off the couch for a while. Surprised, and here I am, grooving like a bended knee. Can't tell you how amazed our first time together was. I wouldn't want you to think I just left it at that. Great replies said, first time. First time doing what, huh? Both me and Seth blushed as Chloe began to laugh. Great replies says, you two are way too easy to embarrass. I think I'm liking the idea of Seth and you. Hurry, how about you go make some coffee for us? Oh, Seth and I need to talk. Good plan, alright? Alright. I know when I'm no longer needed. You were right about him. He's quite the character. Superior said, he's my brother. We have always been there for each other. He does get a little nosy about my personal life sometimes. However, it's good to have someone who cares about you, Seth said. Superior employer said, you still haven't told me what kept you locked up by yourself for so long. It wasn't something bad, was it? Seth said, bad? Not in the least. Without another word, he turned away and began digging through his book bag. A moment later, he handed me a pile of papers, all neatly held together with a binded clip. My arms almost staggered at the weight. Surprised that it is all thanks to you and your brilliant, inspirational techniques. People said, what? Is this all this? I'm still not getting it. So replied, it's the story we talked about. I sat down and wrote it, beginning to end. It's true, it has been a while, but this was nearly a ream of paper I was holding. The amount of work and time he was suggesting would have been mind-boggling. Nevertheless, there was a 1,000 page and 1,000 of words that followed. Spirit said, when you suggest I give you an idea to write, I didn't expect it would completely consume you. So, but I know, I've never been this driven before. Maybe it was your encouragement or your practicality. I just know that when I got home, I was focused like I've never been before. Honestly, I didn't know what to make of any of this. I had mostly thought it was just some playful game, like his interview. The pile of papers in my hand suggested otherwise. Seth Price says, I want you to read it, not just very second of course, but go through the whole thing. And don't worry, no more radio silent from me. Kibby insisted on watching me program your number into my phone, and I won't be losing that anytime soon, Seb said. It's people like, well, no, it's not like I have a presenting needs to keep watching daytime TV. Did you have any other items on your schedule for today? Spirit said, and Seth replied, really? I mean, no. There's nothing important I need to do. I really didn't expect this, though. I thought I was the only crazy one in this relationship. Apart from it, I know. Right now, let's head into the kitchen and use some real food while we go over this, Spear said. I was happy to catch up with Seth. Even with Kobe listening internally, we had some pancakes like conversation, and once Kobe had gotten a few pages of Seth walked away from the pile, he insisted we sit down and read the whole thing. It was outstanding. His insinuating tone was gone, and there was a confidence to it that I haven't seen in he shared with me. I began to feel awkward for having such a profound effect in so little of time. Eventually, once the dishes were cleared, I still got to do mine. We got to chat about more than just writing. Suppose it is wise to invite me into your bedroom so soon. People said, "Did you have some? What's your motives I was unaware of?" Seth said, "Well, no, I mean, none of that would act on. I mean, people, I get the feeling there is something else you want to tell me." So, it isn't all about the writing. Don't get me wrong. You've been an amazing inspiration, but I wanted to know if there was something more. PewDiePie says something more. Like, I mean, I'm attracted to you. You are attractive. I said that. Seb said. Well, it was good to get that off my chest. And it's not bad to hear either, I admit. I just Did you think I was only after you for your writing skills and inquiries nature? Supplier said, I suppose not, on some deeper level. I just got my signal crossed before, and it's not important. It's more important that we're on the same page and that I give you a proper date next time, Seb said. Supplier said, not that I don't enjoy our conversation, but it's nice to be winged and dined well as some romantic and intimate would be great. So, but it's a date, or it will be. I'll just need some time to plan. I'm not particularly well versed at some sort of things. Seth said, and Supply, fair enough, but don't leave me hanging like that. Again, laugh out loud. I can only take so much before I have to hunt you down and force you to buy me some chocolates. So like you say that like it's a bad thing. Superior says, still, we don't need to wait to have a good time. An appointment is still looming large over me, and you seem pretty free today. Is there something you would like to do? Supply said, this is pretty nice. No. He looked so adorable when his cheeks were flushed. And for an ear. Superior said, so you just want to say cooped up in someone else's bedroom? Supply said, not just someone, no specifically. We'll go with the middle one. If this is all about your plans to keep us in bed, I should know about that. I can lock the door so Kobe doesn't barge in, Spears said. But no, I mean, not, but yeah, you're enjoying this, ain't you? So replied, a little bit, actually, quite a bit. You know, I've never gotten to see your place. I imagine it's quite nice. So I said, it's servable, but Spartan, I'm afraid it's not terribly good at the domestic side of things. Asked people, do you not like the furniture, or is it the glamorous life of writing simply eat up all your free time? So I replied, well, the last few hours it's certainly eaten up all my time. But not, but no, it's just where I don't really expand the effort. A home can be very transitory. I suppose not really attached to my apartment. Makes sense. So people have said, I can understand a little. When I was younger, looking at the pictures of my parents, seeing the pictures of Kirby when he was younger, it used to make me feel disconnected. You know, step family and all, you know. So I can see that being difficult. For me and my family, it was just different drives. My father liked to work and my mother liked to be a mother. It worked out well for them both, but when I decided to get my degree in English, there were discussions. As the two of us got chatting, it made me realise just how little we already knew about each other. Seth was happy to share, and he brought out something of my own that I hadn't thought about in a long time. So I know it sounds cliche, but being the only child, having expectation piles on you can be hard in its own way. Some part of me thinks that I'll never be anything but a disappointment footnote for my parents. That's a bit harsh. As people I said, well, that's not a healthy line of thought. Parents can be more forgiving than you think. Yes, I know mostly. Mo trusts me to keep Kirby in line, but he also keeps me from staying sad for too long. They knew we were a good fit when we all started living together. Maybe you just haven't given yours enough time to, come to terms with your choices. Surprise said, maybe so, I suppose. If not great at reading people. I may not have been good at reading them. Goodness. Once college started, I all but vanished from their lives. Spitfire said, if I may, you do seem to get lost in your own head. You can't have experienced everything yet, so you can't expect to know everything either. Spitfire said, well, before we get too deep into the expressive pit, I think we should change the subject. Agreed on that. Spitfire said, fair enough. Did you give any more thoughts to getting your stuff published? So I thought you might have forgotten about that suggestion. No, I haven't really been looking into the place to publish. So people are like, well, why not? This is particularly in some of your best work. You need to at least put yourself out there and give it a try. So I said, I wouldn't even know where to begin. This is the first substantial piece I've written since I graduated. I don't even know if it's any good. People said, if you're concerned about getting it picked up, why not just self-publish? I hear it's super easy now. It is, but it's also afforded with everyone else who wants to be a writer. I'll be fighting against hundreds, if not thousands, of other people without so much to make me stand out. Superior replied and said, "Believe me, your writing stands out. Could be the last bookish person I know," and he couldn't even put it down. Supplied, "Thanks, but even if it's good, it'd be buried in a sea of other books. It'd help if someone with some visibility could boost it or plugged it, which brings me back to the square one." I couldn't bear to see him giving up so soon after accomplishing so much. We talked for a while longer, and glancing at the manuscript and back at each other until I remembered. People said, "What about the author we saw? Huh? Nick. We could talk to him. He was mentioning that he had another reading sometime soon." Supplied, "You gotta be kidding me. I mean, he probably gets swarmed with fans wanted him blank page. The worst he'll do is say no, and I'll buy another copy of his book so he doesn't eject us." Surprised, "Oh, so you're coming with me?" Spirit said, "Of course. I've got you inspiration enough to write all that. The least I could do is be there to try and help you make something of it." His eyes went wide for a moment, his lips trembling cutely as he stared at me. In a moment he was on top of me, hugging me tightly and his face in my neck. It took a moment and rather awkward rush through my body before he looked off me and seemingly to realize that he's practically one onto my bed. Separate, then let's do this. Come on. Hell or high waters, I'm going to see my name in the print. I smiled, but he seemed most himself when he was excited, and I was going to enjoy that about him more and more. We checked the library schedule and found out that the next reading was. We left the house immediately. We could just make it. We said our goodbyes to Kobe, leaving him with a cup of coffee and confused look before jumping in the car. We both nervous. Seth spent the trip looking out the window and then back at the pile of papers in his lap. Caught myself in glancing over at him now and again, hoping that I wasn't setting him up for failure. We made it to the library, and just at the tail end of the reading, again there was a table out front of signing, and after enough people had a foot out and away from the lobby, we walked up. And Nick Price, "Hi, and thanks for coming." "Hey, you made it. Glad to see. I was curious enough to get you to return." Seth stood there, crying, blushing, and completely unable to speak. Once the other face shifted to a concerned look, I knew I had to do something. Okay. People said, I don't mean to bother. It's just that it was nice to chat with you for a bit at the last one, and my friend Seth here wanted some professional advice. The author looked at his little sketch as I waited for Seth to step up closer. Seth, yes, I mean, if I can't speak, cluttering a sheaf of papers in your hand, catching me at the end of the reading. Let me guess, you want me to look over something? Replied, yes. Never sighted himself for a moment before looking back to Seth's. He replied, I get 100 of writers trying to ply me with buying a copy of my book or giving me a gift to get me to read their work. There's a reason publishers have slush piles, you know. I looked at the others, to Seth and nodded my head in Amorous' direction. I know if he really wants to do this, he needs to speak up for himself. Seth replied, said, I read the horror stories about the slush piles, agent fees of publishing in the general. It's been part of what keep me from sitting down to write. I don't expect much, just a glance or some advice. I'm sure I know how difficult it is for new writers. I remember you talking about it in your memoir. It was a difficult time. Getting noticed enough to actually snag a publishing contract. Even then, I still had to stay relevant. Go to signings and reading, it's hard to work. Supplied, I know, that's why I'm willing to take the risk, because someone believes in me, and that's a start. Seth glanced back at me with a smile, his tail flickering against my hip. The author chuckled and held out his hand. Nick replied, alright, must be pages. You've got a few minutes off my time, and I'm not pulling any punches. Oh, of course. Seth's eyes went wild as the author took the pages offered and began to browse. I patted him gently on the shoulders and went to sit down, letting my body calm down for a moment from the high. As I glanced back over, the two of them were having a spirited conversation. The author seemed particularly animated and was smiling. A wave of relief rolled over me. He said, alright, I'll give you a call soon. I had zoned out for most of the conversation, but I was backed up when Seth came over, nearly vibrating with the joy. So he liked it. He actually liked it. He said it was rough, which I expected to be a first draft, but he was going to take the first chapter to his agent. To be processing, it's worth taking a risk eventually now and again. He supplied, you are more than just nurse, you are like my guardian angel. Oh, that's so sweet. That is actually sweet, I have to admit that. People said, oh come on, once I saw someone I like getting so close to their dream, I had to do something. I like to think you would have done the same. He smiled broadly and leaned to kiss me on the cheek. You're too Oh, Superior, literally none of this would have been possible without you, which is why we must go to celebrate. Fair enough. Superior replied, I know just the place. It was still too early to go to the club, so we decided to swing back to my place. Seth was like I've never seen before. His head flooded with possibilities, hopes and dreams, absolutely what this could mean. I was glad to see him happy and did enjoy some basket in his additional, but I also remembered what Nick had said about the hours that Charles Sennings himself at the stories. What if his dream meant the end of this with us? Seth enthusiastic didn't stop even after we walked through the door. He saw Kobe. He scooped him up in a hug. I think it was the first time I ever saw my little bro turn that purple. So my goodness, I don't think I'll ever felt this energized. Superior Player says, I'm glad to hear it. We can hang out for a while. And then all three of us can hit the club. We can have a couple of drinks. Dance a little. Could probably maybe pick up a guy. Superior Player, that's all you, bro. Seth said, that sounds fantastic. Look at me. I've never danced before in my life. I'm glad you know of making an ass of myself. Superior Player, huh? That's the spirit, Seth. Superior said, I should sit down for a moment. My head is still reeling from all this that's happened. Superior said, we've got plenty of time. Why don't you go lie down for a bit? I've got a few things to do around the house. I'll check in a few minutes. Superior, thank you again, Superior. You're the most gracious host. Cobra said, he's a cutie, Superior, and a good hugger. Superior, hey now, how's I saw him first. I also may have helped launch his dream career. Cobra, he's all yours. It's pretty clear he's really into you. I chuckled as I slid out of my coat. There were still a few things to do if we were going out tonight. I wondered if I should get to them or check up on Seth. You know what? Let's just get the chores out of the way. My responsibility got the better of me and I started in on the chores. I've been neglecting. Kobe took this as cue to leave the ducking out the door before I could ask him to help out. Trader. Kobe replied, hey, thanks for the chores. I almost forgot I'm meeting someone for coffee before the club anyway. I'm sure you are. Never seems to really work out well, being a particular one of the two of us. Still, left to my own, I made short work of dishes and clearing. It wasn't long before the sun had begun to dip in the sky. I hadn't heard a peep out of Seth despite my activity out front. I took off the gloves and using and left them on the counter as peeked into the bedroom. Clearly Seth had overestimated his stamina. He was out cold and snoring softly. Oh, we're gonna be nice. We're gonna let him sleep. Multiple days in a row of writing, seemingly with a little sleep, had clearly been tough on him. I know he wanted to celebrate, but maybe what he really needs is rest. I must have dozed off for a second myself, because when my eyes flickered open, Seth was stretching and yawning as he got back to his feet. Oof, what happened? Seth said. You fell asleep about 5 hours ago, in Kobe's bed, no less, which makes you one of the few people to just sleep in it besides him. Spirit said, I guess I was more exhausted than I thought. Sorry, I wasn't more fun tonight. Spirit replied, it's alright, we had an exciting day. That I much prefer sleeping in the same room as you to not hearing from you. Superior. As I sat on the edge of my bed, Seth padded softly over to me, waving his arms around me and slid into my lap, pressed his lips firmly but gently against my own. We held each other in that moment, plunged in and darkness, and on such a silent night, just keeping close and safe in each other's arms. When the kiss finally broke, and we on both our ends, Seth smiled down at me and rested his head on my shoulder for a moment before sliding back out of my lap. Seth replied, said, that's my way of saying thank you. Thank you for humoring me, pushing me, and most of all, for being willing to put up with my vanishing. Not many other people would be willing to take someone back after that. Superior said, not most people, Seth, and if that gives us any indication, you are certainly worth waiting for. Right, you're such a flatterer. Fortunately, I don't think I'm up for much more tonight. That's for body isn't high. I was on half aid. My body is threatening to be rebel against my currently feudal position. People say, let me drive you home. Then I wouldn't want you to pass out on the way and get in an accident. Steph replies, it's alright. It's not that far and the traffic will be light. Besides, my place is an absolute pigsty right now, and I couldn't bear to have you see that. I have a lukewarm coffee in the car. People say, only if you are absolutely sure. Surprised I am. Fair warning though, keep your schedule clear. I tend to make up for these half-hearted dates with something spectacular. Fair enough. Clicked on. So people said, I can't wait to see what you might have planned, just to make sure pull out all the stops. So I assure you, not a single stop will remain unpowered in my entire apartment. He got his things together and after another peeked on the cheek line, made his way out of the door. Don't still just about Seth book put us together for the moment, but I could help worried might also break us apart. Then again, that's what dating was all about. It seemed being willing to put out yourself out there and take a chance, then you can make a connection. It's not like I was seeing him for free lunch and attention. This was clearly important to him. Might as well save it. There we go, save. To the menu. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and strangers, and all of them, I am going to end the video here, but if you like this, then I am going to add my 3 face down cards. First, I my first face down cards. Grab me, Wolfstone, Legendary, Professor Wolf, Future Champion, and Pokemon others, but wait, I'm not done just yet. I took my second face down card. Please press the button to subscribe, press the button to follow, and press the green button to like, follow, subscribe, and support. But wait, I'm not done just yet. I took my third and final face down card, which I'll leave this in the description down below, so you can follow me on social media Universe World website. And the social media Universe World website are Discord, Steam, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and of course Twitch and Kick. And once you use follow, subscribe, and support me, you officially join the Superior 9000 Empire Corporation International Industry Enterprise to make channel bigger, better, stronger, more noticeable in the future to all other social media account platforms and game streaming channel account platforms. The Superior 9000, the game streamer that knows the future, becoming entrepreneur, extraordinary influencer, pro game streamer, actor, model, and creator, broadcaster, and future wrestler. Sign up. Okay, everyone, take care, stay at home, be safe, wash your hands, super this away, and of course, most importantly, and repeat most importantly, and remember this, wear a mask, and I'll see each one of you on the next video. But before I go, I have one thing to say. Let's Pro game streamers like Seth, Wolfson, Legendary, and others can do big things, especially online video game streaming. We got to do something in the search, click on the channel, and see what video games play on. Okay, everyone, take care. Bye. Thank you for flying Superior 9000 Pilot Chat. We have you enjoyed this videos. Support, subscribe to this channel and other platforms as well.